hi guys, doing hi guys, feeling. My name is Bia and welcome back to my channel. Today I know I don't look as happy and crazy as I usually do, but I feel like I need to have this conversation with you guys so you guys understand a little bit more about where I came from and what I'm going through, and we can build this relationship of honesty, and so you guys feel that you can trust me, And I'm doing this video a little bit as therapy for myself because I'm not the kind of person that usually talks about my problems, so I felt that this was easy for me to finally open up. So bear with me because there's some deep shit going on, and yeah. So I'm making this video, as I said, in hopes that I could finally open up and talk about my problems, but also as a way to help someone else out there that are maybe watching this video and feeling the same way as I do, to finally get the courage to seek help and finally maybe find a little bit of relief in knowing that you are not alone. There's always people out there that need help, and maybe they're feeling the same way as you are, and they will listen and they will understand. You just need to find those people. And I know it's hard because you're not feeling yourself, you're feeling down and you feel like nothing is worth it, but believe me, things will change once you seek treatment. So you guys don't know, but I suffer with some mental health problems. I have anxiety and I also have depression, and those two combined usually tends to do some messed up things to a person. So that's basically what happened. I've been silenced on my social media and I haven't been posting here on YouTube because I wasn't feeling myself. I was going through some stuff and I needed to get my together so I can move forward, And I felt that I need that time to just heal. And now I know that some things are going to change, especially here on my channel and on my social media, because I feel like I'm more focused towards what I want to do and not lost, if this makes any sense. For you guys to understand what has been going on, I need to tell you that my anxiety does not come from a social anxiety. It's more like connected to my depression. So basically, my depression causes my anxiety. People tend to ask, how did you discover that you were depressed? Who diagnosed you? And to be quite frank, I didn't know. I went through some rough stuff in high school, got through some bullying stuff and some deep troubles that involve the police, but I will do a story time on that, just not in this video. And at that time I was so low that I would start having suicide thoughts, and if I didn't ask for help and got that courage to see a therapist and a psychiatrist, I wouldn't be here today, to be quite frank. And she did diagnose me with an anxiety and depression, but she didn't give me any kind of medication. Therapy was enough for me at the time and still is. So this depends from people to people. It's not the same, but in my case, I didn't need any kind of medication. I have to see my psychiatrist every single week, and that really helps me see things in a different perspective. And this is an advice that I'm gonna tell you, being as honest as I can. No one can help you if you aren't open enough to receive treatment. You need to be honest with yourself, see that you are not okay, things are not okay, and that you need help. If you get to this point and you find the courage to seek treatment, just be open for everything your psychiatrist will tell you, because I guarantee it's hard to hear sometimes. You want to fight against it, but once you give it a little bit of time and think about what she's telling you and the therapy she's giving you, believe me, things will change and things will get better. They did for me, and they did for a lot of people I know that I've been talking about this issue. And therapy really changes your perspective and changes the way you end up seeing the world. So a time went by and I got better. I was doing my therapy, I was getting better, I stopped having those suicide thoughts. I went through the rest of my high school improving my situation, and I went to college and it seemed fine. But then you ask, so if you were doing okay, how did you end up falling into that rabbit hole again? And that happened once I get my master's degree. For those who don't know, I'm an arts teacher. I teach arts here in Portugal. I finished and graduated from college, and now I'm doing my master's degree. I can't say that this is my dream job and that I will do it for the rest of my life, but I'm also not that kind of person that believes that you will only do one job for the rest of your life and you have only one dream that you need to seek for the rest of your life. I believe that our dreams change and shift throughout our experiences in life. So for now, I'm happy being a teacher. I think it's fulfilling and I think it's rewarding, and I'm experiencing a lot of different things. So for now, I'm happy doing my job, and I don't know about tomorrow, but for now, this is what I want to do. So now you ask, Bia, so what's going on? So what's going on is basically I'm having trouble with my master's degree and with my social life, and I'm not feeling appreciated or that anything I do has value, and I will tell you why. So for those who don't know, here in Portugal, our master's degree, usually it is 2 years, and the first year is basically for you to learn, and the second year is for you to do that thesis that will finish it off. But my master's degree is a little bit different, and I didn't want to do it, but in Portugal you have a law that basically for teaching kids you need to have this master's degree. So I was kind of forced to do it. And since I'm the kind of person that face my problems head on, I jump into it, And my first year went smoothly, but on your second year you need to work with the school, work with a teacher that teaches in that school, and you will have to program some kind of project and apply with the kids, and then you do your thesis based on that project, what you intend to teach, all your objectives with that project, and analyzing the results. And finishing up my first year in this master's degree, I already knew what I wanted to do. I had basically my whole project planned. And the teacher that I was working with in that school told me, green light, you can go ahead. And so I start planning everything, because to teach something you need to plan first. So here in Portugal, our school started in September, and September went by and everything was fine. October went by and everything was fine, but right before Halloween, the teacher that I was working with told me that she didn't agree with the rules that my master's degree offers, so she basically kicked me out and told me, sorry, you can't do your project here. So I had to start all over again, and instead of having like 3 to 4 months, I only had 1 month and probably a half. So basically I had to look for another school, for another teacher that would accept me, and that took a toll on my motivation because I already had a plan and it was all perfectly planned out, ready to start doing this project with the kids. And so I had to start all over again. But luckily I found a teacher on time that would accept me, but I had to change all my project. She had some stricted rules, and I had to adapt. I couldn't do anything else, I just needed to adapt. And so I did. I changed completely my project, but I finally, I felt like things were moving forward, and I delivered the proposal for the project. It was accepted, and so green light again, going on. So with everything set to start, this pandemic broke out, and once again everything I planned went down the drain. Schools closed, and we had to basically teach using some kind of online platform, and that wasn't great because my project again couldn't be done. And the reason why is because the school I was in had kids that didn't have much possessions, and so the majority of the class didn't have a computer, so they couldn't do my project that involved software. What can I say? I work with digital design and digital drawing and Photoshop and Illustrator, and that couldn't be done. So I got stuck again, and that's when everything I felt that was useless. My college didn't want to help. Basically, they told us, deal with it, we don't know, you don't know, we can't do anything. And so we had to find a solution, and I'm gonna try to apply my project in September and see how things going, but until then I'm doing nothing. I'm stuck, and that made me feel horrible. That made me feel like I didn't have a purpose for anything, that I felt stuck, because I want to finish this fast, because I'm not really motivated to do this master degree, but at the same time everything seems that it's stopping me to go forward and finally finish this thing. So that took a toll on my depression. Also, I have a rough relationship with my family because they believe that arts are not important, that I feel like arts is not a decent job, and so I don't feel appreciated. I feel like everything I do, it's not worth it, you know? And that combined with social media and things that you already know that social media could be really toxic, especially with the comments and that rush to get likes, because either you get subscribers and likes or you pretty much nobody to society. And that toxicity helped me going down the drain again. So I started being obsessed with numbers and social media and feeling that I could never achieve anything because I wasn't good enough for anything. And that pretty much was based on my experience with my master degree and my relationship with my family. And I know it seems stupid, but bear in mind that I have anxiety. When things don't work out, I feel like trash. And I start getting this type of vibe that I can't do anything, I can solve my problems, I just can't, you know, it doesn't happen. So I felt like everyone could have a happy ending but me, and that's rough, you know. That is basically feeling empty and unappreciated, and no matter what you do, you're never good enough for everything, you know. And it's hard on yourself, you know, because you try so hard but you're still stuck in a situation and you just feel numb and empty, and that's when the problem starts, because you feel drained, you feel like you don't have energy for anything, you just feel empty, and you want to feel something, because feeling nothing is like you don't even exist. And that is what pops with my anxiety. My anxiety basically rolls around my inability to deal with frustration and my mental problems. I am too hard on myself, and my anxiety is always there telling me that I'm not good enough, which is great. And that anxiety also turns into sleeping disorder. And sleeping disorder is basically, I have a lot of insomnia. I can sleep very well. I sleep like 4 to 6 hours per night, and I have sleep paralysis, which is amazing. If you don't know what sleep paralysis is, it's basically your brain wakes up too fast, and while you're sleeping, your brain sort of disconnects your ability to move, so you don't start kicking and jumping or running while you're sleeping. And when you have sleep paralysis, basically your brain wakes up, but your ability to move is still turned off. So you start entering in this panic mode, because you're asking your body to move, but your body doesn't move. And with panic, you usually start having hallucinations, especially in the dark. So you feel like some kind of freaky, monstery being is touching you, is suffocating you, is looking at you. And it's just a nightmare, because basically you're having a panic attack and you can't move, you can't talk, you can't just ask for help. Because you can't move, you can't talk, you just move your eyes and you want that to finish. And that's one of the reasons why I sleep with my lights on, because that helps me basically wake up and see where I am and don't have these such bad, crazy hallucinations, you know? And of course, when your body finally starts moving, everything just goes away, and you just end up with your heart beating fast as hell and shaking and sometimes crying. Like, for example, if you're watching a horror movie that you can't stand, and when it ends, you finally breathe. That's basically the feeling you get. And all of this made me think in what I want for the future. I do have therapy once a week, so if any of you is feeling depressed and feeling empty and worthless, you're not. You just need to find someone to talk to. And I know it's hard, because I'm not the kind of person that talks about my problems easily. I just try to shove them in a bag and pretend that I will deal with them later, or I try to deal with all my problems alone, and I start to feel lonely, because basically I shut myself out of my friends, I shut everything and everyone away from me, because I need to deal with that emotion, with that problem alone. Because that's what I always did throughout my life, you know. I always had to deal with my problems alone, and you will understand that once I do my childhood story time. So if you ever feel depressed, if you ever feel alone, drained, like you don't have energy to do anything, you feel like empty, just ask for help. Either to a friend, to your boyfriend, girlfriend, mom, dad, grandma, I don't know, your counselor at school. Just talk to someone, you know, because that someone will probably help you find a therapist that you will trust, and a psychiatrist that will help you. And you need to be in a state of mind that you will accept treatment, you know. You just can't force yourself to accept treatment. You need to put in your mind that you're not okay, things are not okay, things are not normal, but you are going to hear things from your psychiatrist that are not the things you want to hear, or at least that's what you think. But indeed, those are the things that you will need to work on your problems. So believe me, seek help, because that will change a lot of things in your life, and it did for me. And moving forward, I want to be clear with you guys. I will change my social media. I will change the course that my channel is going. So before I start doing all of that, I needed to have this conversation with you guys and be honest and tell you the truth. So yeah, things are going to change. I'm going to try and upload twice a week. And let's see how this goes. I'm not gonna talk only about makeup. I'm gonna do some vlogs. I'm gonna share with you some experiences that I'm going through, and I'm gonna do some story times because I have a lot of stories to tell, and on my social media you told me that you want to hear about it. So yeah, so glad I have this conversation with you guys. I'm not gonna tell you to leave a like or subscribe, but I'm gonna tell you please to share this with someone that maybe are in need to hear about this, and maybe are feeling like I am, and knowing that you're there for them, you know? Because sometimes that all they need is someone to talk to. So with this being said, I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye. Mwah.